Hello friends. Welcome into my craft room Heidi Ensemble DIY. Today we are going to be making some Dollar Tree crafts, but we're going to be using Dollar Tree signs and turning them into something even more special. Now come along and let's make something beautiful for our homes. This sign is so adorable and I picked it up from the Dollar Tree, and we are going to glam it up more than what it is. I'm taking some drop cloth fabric. I'm going to do a snip and rip it down. I had someone ask me the other day where I get my drop cloth fabric from, and I get it in the painting section at home improvement stores. You will find it in a really large sheet where people use it as a drop cloth for painting rooms. So you'll get a great deal for all of this fabric, and it has that very rustic or farmhouse country charm to it. And you can rip it up as much as you want, and it goes the longest way. I bought one, and I have been basically using it for like a whole year. Now I'm going to take those strips. I'm going to glue down one corner, hold it in place, and I'm going to twirl the other end. Once I've twirled and twirled and twirled, I can now start to put extra glue around that first spot and coil that twirled drop cloth fabric around in a circle. We're making a whole bunch of these curly cubed rosettes all over the part where the Santa beard is at. I thought this would be so cute to add texture to this sign and really dress it up and make it special. Now I don't want my curls to be too big for Santa, so I'm going around about 3 times, I think. About 3 or 4 times, and I'm wrapping it very tightly as I'm twisting the other end, and this is creating these little curly rosettes all over. Once I end up getting through the entire area, it is so charming and perfect for a Santa beard. I just think this is such a fun technique to add in texture and interest to a Dollar Tree sign. It's cute, but we can make it even cuter. So I'm going around cutting off the pieces that are too long for the circle. I'm going for probably about 1 inch to 1.5 inches wide on my circles. And I'm just filling in anywhere where I would see that beard. And it already had that scallop at the bottom of his beard, so it just works out really great for these little rosette curls. Now that I've had the whole thing filled in, I'm going to move on to the very top. A couple of videos back, I showed that I found this ribbon that has hollyberry leaves and berries, and I'm going to just add on 2 of those at the top because he already has one up there on his hat. And then I'm going to add on this frosted berry onto the felt. I thought that was such a cute addition to it. And then for the tree down below where it's on his shirt, I'm going to add on a bow just to cover that up. Add on some of this frosty leaf from a pick I got from Hobby Lobby. And I'm just going to keep layering and layering and layering. Now I'm going to add on a bow on top of that frosty leaf. And I really love that doubled up bow with the leaf in there. I just think it's so pretty. To hang it up at the top, they had just a really chintzy twine up there. I'm going to add on a piece of wire, twist it around, add on some wooden beads, and then I'm going to do something special to make it have a nice finished look. I'm going to take the end of the wire, I'm going to run it back down through the first bead. I'm going to show that in just a second. So you could go through the bottom hole like this, or you could pull it back out and go through the first bead. I like going through the first bead because look at how nice and finished that bead ring at the top is. When you come back through that first bead, then go through the hole, come around the back and twist the wire into place. And again, you could definitely do it where you just go through the hole again, but it's going to cause the wire to not lay quite right with the beads. But if you do it this way where you run through the hole first, it has the best finishing look to it. It has a very high-end polished style. At the end, cut off the last of the wire you don't need, twist it into place, and you have the most beautiful textured Santa decor piece that came from the Dollar Tree, and you really customized it. I've got this barn sign from the Dollar Tree. I'm taking 2 of these wooden boxes, 1 piece of foam that I cut in half, some popsicle sticks, some Spanish moss, and some greenery with little trees. I glue in the foam to the boxes, glue the boxes together, and this is going to create the base for our barn that we're going to turn into a darling vertical large decor piece. I'm adding on the glue sticks to the back, and I'm making sure they're nice and straight. Once the glue has dried, I'm going to go ahead and trim those down because I don't want the house to be hovering above the foam. I want it to hit perfectly lined up. Once I've got that to the right height, I'm going to go ahead and push that down into some hot glue and then add some more reinforcement glue on the back, at the bottom of the sign, on the foam. And I like to clean up those popsicle sticks on the back so they don't come up. So I add a whole bunch of glue and put down a piece of drop cloth fabric to really lock everything in nicely. Now it's time to start decorating the foam and the barn bottom of this box. I'm taking off the wooden circles from the trees I get from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to add those into the foam, and then I'm going to start bringing in Spanish moss to cover up that foam. I'm just kind of rubbing it in the glue, pulling away any extra so it doesn't make a big mess. Once I've got that covered up, I'm going to come in with some greenery, some picks that I found at Hobby Lobby. They have the best picks there. I did a whole video about it. I'll link it right here so that you can check it out if you missed it. And then I'm going to add in some berries and really just have fun dressing this whole thing up. I wanted to make the box look like it was one unit, so I'm going to add some ribbon around the side, and I'm just going to pull that tight. This is some ribbon that I get from Amazon. I get a really good deal for it, and I love this ribbon at Christmas time. I'm going to wrap that all the way around the box, and then that cute sleigh that they have as an ornament at the Dollar Tree is perfect to go right in front of the barn doors. We are almost at the end of Craftober, and I cannot believe I made it all the way through. It has been such a treat sharing projects with you all. And today, for our spotlight, we have 3 friends to share. Up first is Amy. I love this little palette snowman. It is so cute with all the texture, the little hat, and the details. I want to make one of these myself. What a cute, simple craft to try. And then we have what looks like little gnomes with Christmas trees on a garland that she has placed over her fireplace. And I wonder if those are those little brooms that smell like cinnamon, and putting it next to the warm fireplace probably makes your house smell so good. This one was my favorite. It looks like you're using wood shims to come together to create a scarecrow, a snowman, and Santa. Amy, these projects are so darling, and you are so good with detailed embellishments on your craft projects. They're so cute. Then we have Kay Freeman, and I gotta tell you, she has sent in some stunning pieces. She does beadwork. She definitely does decor work. Just wait until you see some of these things that she has made. I was so impressed with this darling can that she added some, it looks like she added a napkin around with Mod Podge and created this darling little pocket can. These shells that she has put together, I wonder if she lives near the coast where she has been able to find these, but I think this is so pretty. And then Again, these oyster shells that she turned into what looks like something you can hang up in front of a window, or maybe even turn into like a wind chime. So beautiful, and I love the use of shells. Now we have Sandra, and Sandra has a YouTube channel here. Sandra, will you link your channel down below in the comments so everyone can find it and get to it? But she has a channel. Look at these projects. You know how when you look at a crafter, you can just see their style right away? Sandra definitely has a vintage, rustic, a little bit of a primitive in there, farmhouse style, and I love it. I think these are so beautiful. You definitely have to go check out her channel. I love this use of this can with this tree, and she's got a lot of reversible craft projects where you can turn it one way and have one look and have it the other way and have another look. I love these pies, these frames. She's got this rustic looking gingerbread man. It looks like on a sign. These are all so beautiful, and I can just see her attention to detail on these projects. This one I think is probably my favorite. It looks like you took a mason jar and turned it into a little lantern. This is so beautiful. Look at all her texture in there, even with the fork and the knife. I just think that is so cool. Now let's go ahead and make sure we give some love down to Amy, Kim, and Sandra. Let them know what you think of their projects. And I want to thank you ladies for sharing them with us today. It's always such a treat to feature people here on the channel. If you haven't yet, make sure you go over to my channel gallery. Check out the videos that have been posting, because I know a lot of you aren't getting your notifications. Things have been happening here on YouTube, but I am so grateful you stopped in today to watch this video. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I hope you felt inspired to get into your own craft spaces. And until the next episode, bye friends.